Okay, let's talk about the stock market. These are S&P 500 futures. And we're going to look at the weekly, the daily, and the trade of the day. So this is the weekly chart. The new candlestick is right there. Little tiny candlestick. And so far, it is having a hard time getting above this 24-week moving average. Doesn't mean it won't do it, because it's already well above the 50-week moving average. So it's kind of the zone to see what it's going to do in here. But, looks like there's a little bit of room for this to go for quite a ways before this runs out of gas. But we're going to keep an eye on that. Okay, so it might be hard to see on this chart, but November 26th right here, that's the next weekly cycle low. The one after that's this little blue one. That's January 14th, okay? Alrighty, long term, I still think you're going to see something, whatever this does, this will get up, and then boom. I think we'll see something like this, whatever this does. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the daily. Okay, so here on the daily chart, you can see today that just finished that little green candlestick. Let me see if I can get this to come over there. Yeah. So that's that candlestick right there, just finished today. Really not much going on. That was a really tight candlestick. Range of 25. Told my members, think we're going to see chop. Got a bunch of chop today. Really wasn't a day to trade, to be honest. It wasn't very much of a tradable day. I stayed clear of the market because I was pretty sure I knew it was going to happen. All right. And man, what is this doing? My goodness, the universe indicator, which I almost never show to the public, but right now, once in a while, I'll show it like I'm doing it today. Wonder what that's saying. Members know. Okay, obviously, I put on the Discord server. I talk about this as well as some other things on the Discord server. So, and the hourly chart right now, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get the cycles perfect on the hourly chart because we're in a very choppy time. That's just the way it is. All right, over here you can see looking at 79 on the SMI. Yeah, that's pretty high. All right, so let's clear the screen here. And well, before I do that, November 15th, there is a cycle low right here, a little one. May not be a big pullback into this, but I do think we'll see something happen in here. I think we will see price being affected here. We'll see if it's just, does it just chatter along and come down just a little bit and take off? Does it just chatter and just say, forget it? Or does it just start busting through and ignore this little cycle low? So just beware November 15th, I don't expect that to be a big pullback, but I think price might stall right there. Or who knows, this little area in here could still have a price decline. Okay, after that, you got December 10th over here, all right? Okay. Sitting right up against this kind of 44.11 area, but that's not really truly resistance. Resistance would be a little bit higher than that. Be like this, about right there, a little above that. About 44.30. This one's 44.20, 44.23. This one's 44.14. Yeah. So there's a little area right here, a lot of resistance right in this area. Anywhere from like 44.11 to 44.20. Lots of resistance coming off of this thing right here. So that's pretty much what you're bumping up against right there, right now. Okay. The MACD is really low, but still below the zero line on the daily. Lots of room for this thing to rocket up, right? But I don't think that's, well, yeah, I don't really want to say too much because we're in a very choppy situation. This is a little unclear right in here. Is it going to chop and take off again? So I don't really want to say too much about what I think the market's going to do right here. At the moment, and the market's going to chop. If anything, it's going to pull back a little bit coming into this date. That's about all I'm going to say for right now, because the market really is in this very transitional period here. Because this was a massive run, right? So with it way up here at 79, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, I told my members, get ready for a pause. The market's going to pause, probably going to chop sideways, going to sit there for a few days. Sure enough, we got at least doing it for one day, maybe more than one day up in this area, just kind of hanging around. Okay, and then we'll have to wait to see, does it pull back into this little on the 15th, or does it break above this and get going really good? Okay, because that's pretty important. This little this is called 44, kind of 44.20 to 44.30 would be the absolute maximum. If it gets up above all this, it gets up into this area, then then it's game on. We're talking about a whole new area, which really would be way up here, 45.60 area. You might get a little pause right there, like a 45.10, let's say, because there is a little bit of resistance right there, just off these 3 candlesticks, about 45.10. But the real resistance, there's a couple of small steps, one right there. There's actually a line about right here, which would be kind of hard for the market to get through. So that'd be about 45.40. And then above that's 45.60. So a lot of room if it gets above this, let's call it 45.20, 45.30, all the way up to about 44.20 or 44.30, let's call it. From there, it's all the way up to about 45.10. So that's a big jump. There's a whole lot of room between those two. So if the market gets above this area, yeah, that's like there's nothing stopping it from having a big run up again. Like, it could be one of these, choppy, 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 chop, and then breaks through, and then boom, breaks through really good. All right? So we're going to wait to see how it plays out here as we get close to this November 15th. If I just had to guess, chop, 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 maybe a little pullback, and then bounce again really good. That'd be my guess. But I don't really want to say too much because guessing stinks, and we want to be accurate. All right? All right, let's take a look at the trade of the day. All right, here we have the 15-minute chart. So just look at this big mess, even all the way from all last night. Just everything is choppy. Now, I've talked to my members about this before, and the public should really be aware of this. Anytime you see candlesticks with lots of wicks above and below the candlestick, look at all these wicks. There's just wicks everywhere. That's all the sign you need to know about the market is extremely choppy. Just don't even trade it. It's not worth trading it. Some people want to do iron condors and try to grab some option money. Okay, go for it. Other than that, forget about it. Why waste your time? But if you want to talk about the trade of the day, actually it was right here. This was a pretty good one. Happened about 10:30. It was very tradable. So even during this choppy thing, the GETIS Plus once again absolutely nails it right here. It says take the trade and bam. And how do you know? Because look at how weak the market was. It was like, oh, we're dying. The market's dying a miserable death. See how the market can never really quite recover? Right? This is like kind of fast reacting momentum indicator. And the momentum can't recover. It just keeps falling down, down, down. Market's all chopping, chopping, chopping. It can't really recover, right? Because just so much chop, the momentum just slowly fades and bleeds out. Well, sure enough, when it got below this zero line over here, and you see how big this MACD started getting wide, this trade is golden right here. Even in a choppy market, the GETIS Plus indicator nails it. It was the only really good trade of the day, and boom, I don't know, maybe, let's see, it was about right there. Let me clean up the screen a little bit. Probably start trading right in about there. Let's call it 43.80. I think it was pretty safe to about 43.70. That's it, 10 points. Out of a choppy day like this, take that. Can't remember the total day range was what? 25 for the whole day. So if you're picking up 10 out of 25, that's pretty good, right? Not bad. So that's the trade of the day right there. I bet you most people lost their butts off today. I bet most people lost money, got frustrated in and out of trades, in and out of trades, in and out of trades. I bet a lot of people right now are shaking their head. Yeah, if they traded, oh my gosh, today was horrible. It was in and out of trades. That's right, because choppy markets do that. They crush people, crush traders. Shows a few people that were smart made money, especially some members that paid attention to that and that GETIS Plus indicator right there. That was good to go. Yo, usually we trade the 5-minute chart, but on choppy days like this, you gotta be really careful. I tend to back off and get away from the 5-minute chart and don't trade it. Today I didn't trade it at all. Wasn't worth it. I didn't care. Some days we just don't do it, but if you were, this was the one. that was the trade of the day right there. Okay, if you want to become a member, you want to get the GETIS Plus indicator on the streaming charts. You want to get the universe indicator, which I showed today, but I never show it the rest of the days of the week. Right, I just showed it today, so kind of a promo thing. But if you want to look at see the universe indicator as well that I showed at the beginning of this video, the members get that on the streaming charts. Well, actually, they get that in the nightly email. So if you want the nightly email, that's also what the members get. That's when they get the universe indicator. Okay, they get it every night in nightly email. Okay, there it is right there. $7.99. There's a link in the description. Just read it very carefully so you don't have any problems joining. It's going to bring you over to this server right here. You're going to click on server shop. It's going to take you to this page right here, $7.99. You get all the streaming charts, a 5-minute, 15-minute to 1 hour. Okay, you get the GitOps Plus indicator on the streaming chart. The universe indicator, which also is included in the nightly email, along with the S&P 500 chart, is attached to that email, and my opinion about what the market's going to do. Okay, all those GitOps Plus indicators, by the way, come over to the Discord server as alerts onto this channel right here. So the S&P 500 alerts channel will send it. You know, you'll get it in there. You get notified. There's also gold alerts, crude oil alerts, stock alerts, top 30 stocks for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are in here. Okay. Sometimes it gets daily only alerts. A couple symbols might be in there. All right. Again, I talked about the emails. You want the nightly email, put your email address in there, right there. Okay. End of each day, premium symbols go into this channel. That includes stocks that are optionable and futures. There's industries in there. Okay. There's even sometimes a file. Those are files, a file of symbols in there for shorting. So it depends what the market's doing. Some files will be in there some days, some not. Okay. So you look at that channel, you can pick up some symbols. I use a lot of I use the futures symbols file quite a bit and trade that. Okay. Fixed income. Occasionally I trade fixed income. I might buy some corporate bonds or something. Then I'll put a link in there, or I'll I might even put the bond I'm trading in there. Okay. I talked about this before, but sometimes I'll trade the Canadian dollar futures, or if I trade, there's a lot of different currency futures that could be traded. That I trade a lot of those. Okay, Canadian, British pound, the euro dollar, you name it, the Aussie dollar, all of it. If I'm trading that, I'll put something in there. All right, I don't trade that a lot, but occasionally I do. And then these are the channels where I do most of the chatting. Okay, all these channels, and if you're looking for the streaming channel, it's down here. That's also part of the membership. You click on that, you get the streaming charts. So all these channels that are in this big old rectangle, that's all included in the membership. This is the only one that's not, that you don't have to pay for. So if you come into the Discord server, this is the only channel you're going to get access to until you pay. Once you pay, you get everything else. Okay. All right. That's it. Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.